everyone. Today we are going to begin with Mendel's law. So the first law is law of dominance. The first law states that when two homozygous individuals with one or more contrasting characters are crossed, the first filial generation hybrids have both the contrasting alleles of a pair, but only one allele express and it does not allow the other one to express. What does the law means? We are going to discuss. First of all, genes are in pairs. Suppose these are genes tall and dwarf. So these are genes, and if we are going to talk about the alleles, so capital T, when these genes get separated known as allele, small t. When the genes are separated known as allele. So what they have told, when two homozygous individual such as tall, pure homozygous tall T, capital T, small t. So homozygous condition, one or more contrasting character. This is one contrasting character, tall and dwarf, such as purple, white, implanted, constricted, yellow, green, yellow. So these are the contrasting characters. So one or more contrasting characters when crossed, then the first hybrid have both the contrasting alleles. Means if we cross this contrasting character, capital T and small t becomes tall, means it is phenotypically tall. But now see other condition, when homozygous tall crosses with homozygous dwarf condition, then forms a heterozygous tall. Now see here, contrasting alleles of a pair, but only one allele expresses. Means we can tell here the capital T is expressed and it does not allows the other one to express. Means this capital T does not allow small t to express itself, and here the expression of tall is just because of the dominant trait, that is capital T. So we are going to see an example regarding it. Now see here, when two homozygous individuals with one or more contrasting characters are crossed, means capital T, small t, then the hybrid have both the contrasting alleles. Means we are going to draw Punnett square. Your male and female parents both are there. Capital T, small t. Now we are crossing homozygous tall and homozygous dwarf. So what happens here? Capital T, small t, capital T, small t, capital T, small t. So capital T, small t. Same, capital T, small t, capital T, small t. So what we get, all 100% are tall. Means phenotypic ratio is 4:0, genotypic ratio is 4:0. So what is the phenotypic ratio and what is the genotypic ratio? We have already discussed about the phenotypic ratio. Phenotypic ratio is a physical appearance and genotypic ratio is about the genetic makeup. So we are going to see a phenotypic ratio is 4:0. Means tall, all four are tall. Means here this is tall, tall, tall and tall. 4 are tall and 0 are dwarf. So here we have written 4:0. Genotypic ratio. Genotypic ratio is as well as 4:0 because all four offsprings or individuals are of heterozygous tall. homozygous tall. We have seen the genetic makeup that from pure homozygous individual we get the heterozygous offsprings, but the dominant trait, which is the dominant one, is expressed and the recessive one is suppressed. Means here we can say the allele which is expressed, it is dominant, and the allele which is suppressed or not expressed, it is a recessive. So this was about the law of dominance. It says that when two homozygous individuals with one or more contrasting character crossed, the F1 generation have both the contrasting character. Here you can see tall and dwarf condition, but the expressed one is dominant and which is suppressed, it is known as a recessive. Now we are going to discuss about the second law, that law of segregation or law. Now here the second law is law of segregation. What does it means? So when gametes are formed from the hybrid, the two genes separated out and only one enters each gamete, and also known as the law of purity. So now see here, if we are going to discuss about this law, we come to know that from a, if we are going to take homozygous tall and heterozygous tall plant, heterozygous tall, this is heterozygous and this is homozygous. So heterozygous and homozygous tall plants. Now this, according to this law, when two gametes are formed from the hybrid, the two genes separate out and only one enters each gamete. Means from these two pairs or this pair, we know T gets separated and this T gets separated and expressed separately. Means T is going to separate this T and this T is going to be separate, so known as a law of purity. Means when gametes are formed from two pairs or the pair from a pair, it gets separated to form a single gene and enters to express as a single. So now this was about the law of segregation. Now we are going to discuss about the law of independent assortment. Now the third law is law of independent assortment. The law states that two characters under consideration assorts in an independent manner to give rise to a different combination, and it means that the genes of all the characters are independent from each other and combine to make a new variety, and it is applicable for dihybrid cross only. So we are going to see an example and then we are going to see the explanation of the law. If we are going to take a two contrasting characters such as two different characters, tall and purple flower. Tall plant with purple flower. So tall plant with purple flower and dwarf plant with white flower. So we are going to get an alleles. This T fuses with P. So capital T, capital P. Again this T cross with capital P, T and capital P, capital T, capital P, capital T and capital P. Same as it is, here we are going to see small t, small p, small t, small p, small t, small p, and here small t, small p. If we are going to consider male parent and a female parent, so we are going to write here the male and female parents. Suppose capital T, capital P, capital T, capital P, capital T, capital P, and here the capital T, capital P. Here all we are going to write here small t, small p, small t, small p. Small t, small p means a dwarf plant with white flower and a tall plant with purple flower. So small t, small p, and we are going to cross it. They have told two characters, tall and purple flower, dwarf and white flower. Under consideration, assort in an independent manner, separated in an independent manner, and it forms a different combination. We are going to see a combination, and it means that the genes of all the characters are independent from each other and combines to make a new varieties. How we are going to get a new varieties we are going to discuss here. So capital T, small t, capital P, small p. Same as it is. So here we get the variety, different new variety, that is heterozygous tall and purple flower. So all 16 as to 0 we are going to get the tall and purple flower where the dominant character, it is applicable for the law of dominant, but we have told the independent assortment. Law of independent assortment, it is just for the dihybrid cross, and we have discussed about the law of dominant. It is for the monohybrid cross. Here we have discussed about the dihybrid cross. So we get the 16 as to 0, that is tall plant with purple flower, but genotypic ratio is heterozygous tall and heterozygous purple flower. So capital T, small t, capital P, small t, same as it is we are going to write here. So this law state that this shows us a varieties of different plants and new combinations are formed. Dihybrid cross, two different contrasting characters are taken, that is tall and purple. So this was about the law of independent assortment. So we have discussed total 3 law of Mendel. Means Mendel have given us 3 law, that is law of dominance, law of segregation and law of independent assortment. In law of dominance we have discussed that one contrasting character is used or more than one contrasting characters are used, but in that one is expressed which is dominant and another is suppressed which is recessive. In law of segregation we have discussed that the genes are separated or segregated in the form of allele and expressed individually. And law of independent assortment indicates that if we consider a dihybrid cross, then they have an independent manner. When they combine to each other, they forms a different variety or new varieties of plants. So we have discussed about it here, and in our next video we are going to discuss about next other example, that is codominance, incomplete dominance. So thank you friends for watching my video.